What's up, y'all? I'm here with another Creator Dive video where we talk small businesses, success, and personal development. I am Chris Haywood. I work in real estate and have a video production company. And today we're talking about 5 questions that you need to ask yourself before you start that business or make that career change. I've started many businesses, most of them solopreneur, contract-based service businesses. If you're like me, you're doing that to move towards freedom. You're doing that to move towards being in alignment with your values. When you make that next move, you want to make sure it's the best move. And you don't want to make sure that you get down that road years down the line, have regret of, I didn't think this out. What I have today is we're going to go over 5 questions you should ask yourself. Now, I'm a big advocate of journaling. I write in my journal at least 4 or 5 times a week. And these questions, I really suggest that you really sit and ponder on these questions and really get to the crux and really get to the deep message and element in the question. Let's get started. The number 1 question you should ask yourself is, what will I become by going down this road? So it's not just about what you will get from going down the road, starting that business, making that career change. It's also about the person you become. And the person you become will be shaped by the people you'll be interacting with, the skills you will have to develop. All those things are factors. Now, when you go down that road, because you're going to be interacting with certain people and certain skills, it's going to change you. So because of that, I knew by working and going down this path, I would learn how to run rehabs on budgets. I'll be interacting with investors and learn from contractors. I will learn how to find the value of a property. I will learn how to find deals. I would also learn how to negotiate. And even on the bad side, I would learn that I would have income inflections and I would sometimes get paid a lot, sometimes get paid a little. But down the road, overall, I knew that I wanted to become a real estate investor. And so I know going down the path at that brokerage, I would get closer to where I ultimately wanted to be in life. So ask yourself, what will I become? The person will I become after going down this road? Number 2, and this might even be my most important, does it align with my values? Now, when we're talking values, we're talking about factors that weigh heavy to you. Our values are things that are important to us, and they're based on our upbringing. It's based on our mindset. It's based on our psychology. And sometimes they change based on the period of life we're in. What we want to know is those top values. Let's say our top 3. You really want to make sure that it's in alignment with that. So you may value maybe 7 to 8 things. But in terms of our work life, in terms of our business, we really need to make sure that we're getting our top 2 or 3 values. Some of my top values are freedom, okay? My ability to move around and not just not being at a desk, but also freedom to choose and work when I want. Another value that I have is autonomy and choosing how my day looks like, which is kind of related to freedom. And also high income is another value. So being a acquisition real estate agent, I'm able to meet those. Let's get back to it. Man, come on, bro. Let's go. All right, so freedom, high income, those are things that I value. Those are things that I get in my profession. And because that aligns with my values, I'm able to take advantage. I'm able to thrive in this real estate investing game. So if something is not in alignment, and I'm talking about your highest values, you shouldn't really expect something to meet 100% of your values. but you should be checking off the top 2 or 3. Make sure that that's covered. Before I get to my third point, if you're liking this type of content, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Number 3, what are the sacrifices associated with going down this path? It's one thing to understand the benefits, but it's another thing to understand the sacrifices and the hard decisions and choices that you'll have to make in order to be successful. In Mark Manson's book, The Subtle Art of Giving a Fuck, he has a term, pick your shit sandwich. And all that essentially is saying that we are all going to have to deal with some bullshit in starting a business or any type of career field or whatever. But being able to accept the shit sandwich that goes on your path is so important. In the real estate investment game, I have to deal with not having benefits. I have to deal with infrequent pay. I may have a $20,000 month and I might have zero coming in the next month. I have to deal with the fact that I have to go out there and get business for the most part. These are parts of the shit sandwich that I have to be willing to accept, because if you're not, you're going to be frustrated. So you really want to know what's the hard pills to swallow on this path. And then from there, it eliminates excuses, because now you already know what to expect. You already know this is just part of the game. It helps you kind of manage your energy in terms of, all right, I know these are parts of the game that I may struggle with, but if I know it, then I can make a plan for how I approach it. Number 4, what are the fundamentals of the business? What are the fundamentals to be successful? I was watching a video of Kobe Bryant talking about basketball, and he said there's really only 4 things you can do. He said you can dribble right, you can dribble left, you can shoot right, you can shoot left. That's it. And then from that understanding, any move you can think of on the basketball court is a derivative of those 4 things. When you are looking to go down that path, start that business, you really want to understand what are the fundamentals, the lifeblood that will keep that business going. If you're going to be a YouTuber, the lifeline of it is making quality, consistent content that people get value from. And then from there, you break it down into how do you do that? But a lot of people are getting into careers and fields, starting businesses, and they don't understand all the fundamentals. Just because you like baking cakes doesn't mean you need to run a cake business unless you're able to understand that I have to be able to, the fundamentals of my business are marketing my business, getting contracts, all these other things outside of the art of the business, but the business of the business. So you want to make sure you understand what are the key fundamentals of it so that you can build your skill set, your network around those fundamentals. The last and final thing is you want to ask yourself, do I plan on being here 5 to 8 years from now? This is important because you want your thinking to be long-term. You want your thinking to be conducive to the journey and not just on the immediate gratification. Many times when we start that journey of a new business or a career change, we will go through stages. And that beginning stage is often riddled with mistakes, lessons, and things that we just have to get out. Before we can really become masters, we have to be able to get through that stage. Well, that stage may take 1 to 3 years. From there, the next stage is when we are able to leverage our knowledge, our experiences, because we've been through some things, and that's stuff that you can't read in a book. And so you want to make sure that you want to be here 5 years from now, because the seeds that you plant today may not manifest for years down the line. Having that long-term mindset, if you don't think you're going to be here and don't think you want to be doing this year down the line, well, you may want to pick something else, or you may not want to start at all, because ultimately good things take time and big things take time. I recently stumbled across somebody on YouTube, a guy by the name of Rob Dial, and I saw his name and I instantly recognized him. Back in 2016, I made a website for him. It was called MWF Motivation. It was called Monday, Wednesday, Friday Motivation. And he was just now building the site. Y'all, I looked at his YouTube channel. He had 250,000 followers. There was nothing about this guy that was really special besides the fact that apparently he has put in the work. Now, that was, what are we talking, 7 years from now? That is something that is very admirable, because he put in the work and he saw YouTube just like me. I see YouTube, I see real estate as long-term projects and businesses that 5 years from now, I'm glad I started. I'm glad I got it going. And now this is something I can leverage for income, freedom, flexibility, what have you. In summary, it's kind of like that saying, if you're going to cut down a tree, I would spend 80% of my time sharpening my saw. These questions are essentially sharpening the saw, making sure you have the knowledge and the tools, mental tools, to be able to take decisive action and to allocate your energy in the right places. If you answer these questions and you take some time, you'll be ready, equipped with the right mindset to move forward. I want to thank y'all for checking out this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and we'll see y'all on the next video.